Prepare for play.
Yeah, you might not know what you get tennis-wise from her,
Yeah.
but you know what you're getting emotionally from her. You're going to get that fist bump right away when she wins that first point, I think. Straight in your face.
Robbie called it the emoji fist pump.
Yeah, in your face is the perfect way of putting it. Laura Siegemund will do anything to win a tennis match. She's not there to make friends, and it is a fun watch.
Play.
Yeah, that was one shot that Siegemund played so well, and she did that yesterday, was hitting that forehand back behind her opponent. Always has that continental-like forehand grip, so really likes to flatten it out.
Let it listen. (14-30). Team China.
Well played, a real nerve settler for Xiao. I'm sure there will be some nerves. Pretty uncharted territory for her, all of this, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think it was such a great win the other night up against Beatrice Hidajima, knowing that she can match her with these top players. But if you look at the tournaments that she played over the 2024 season, she really did play a mix of the ITF events and the WTA events, and had a lot of success on the ITF tour, but it really is that transition onto the WTA tour, which is the next step up, and it's the challenge of, like Bubsy touched on, being consistent week in and week out and accumulating those higher ranking points. She did qualify at a WTA 250 event in September in Thailand and made the round of 16, so it's just playing at that level consistently, which will certainly help her get inside that top 100.
No great surprise that the higher ranked player is favoured by the win predictor, not counting Xiao out though, which is good to see. Of course, when she signed up for this United Cup, she would have perhaps been expecting not to actually play, because we were expecting Tao Jun Chin-Wen here as China's #1 female player, but unfortunately she needed a little extra time in the off-season, and Xiao has filled her big boots ably.
left.
Siegemund. The clock almost stops.
Yeah, she's had a few time penalties already this week, so watch out for that.
Yeah, she's that focused that it's almost, you almost feel like she's in her own little world there, and she doesn't really pay attention on the time, on the clock. I think she gets sometimes very negative with herself, very critical. So she has her own little routine in between the points, always before the serve, steps into the court and then steps back again. It's pretty funny to watch.
And of course, as we were just showing there, the reason she doesn't get penalised more on the time front is that so long as she starts her motion by the time the clock hits 0, then she's in the safe zone. But of course, once she starts her motion, there is then a big pause when she holds that position with the racket up. You'll see it in just a moment. But this is starting the motion, so she's safe.
And that's the forehand drop shot that Siegemund likes to use. Unfortunately for her, just sitting right up and not short enough, and Xiao getting to that ball extremely quickly.
It was a good idea, but just the execution of that drop shot was not good enough. Sometimes I wonder what's going through her head. She has so many options, you know, in what shots to hit, that you feel like, okay, just keep it simple.
Of luck on a huge point. Not the cleanest hit on the return, but who cares? China and Xiao with the
Team
early
China
break.
leads by 2 games to 0.
Yeah, Xiao is an excellent returner as well, and that could be a big problem for Laura Siegemund today, who doesn't get many free points in general on her serve.
Well, it wasn't the fastest serve, 160 kilometres per hour, but it was the placement that really jammed up Siegemund there. A serve that really does go, the body serve, quite underused.
She really leans on that two-hander, doesn't she, Siegemund? Again, perhaps not the cleanest hit,
30.
but they're going in.
I think it's a good positive sign from Xiao early on. She's clearly not overwhelmed by the moment. There's a lot playing, there's a lot on the line here to be played for. She's in a great position.
Let's listen. 40-15.
Siegemund that looks the less settled early on, isn't it? Just over-pressing. 2 points for a 3-love lead here for Xiao.
Better way to move forward and look for the next shot. So she's not necessarily looking to paint the lines. She's taking the ball early, Siegemund. That's what she did so well against Haddad Maya.
Bit of indecision there.
I don't think she committed to the shot. Almost pulled off it and maybe was wanting to go one way or another, but having 2 game points to take a 3-love lead, you don't want to let those opportunities go.
Rushing. Laura Siegemund on that forehand. Sometimes she's, again, rushing so much that her body is already finished with the shot, but the racket not. You know what I mean? It sounds weird, but...
I do know what you mean.
Not in sync.
From Xiao on the forehand there. She escapes that game and does take a 3-love lead. So Siegemund needing a bit of a pep talk, needing to turn things around early on here at the RAC Arena. This, though, is Cottesloe. I've been to Cottesloe. I'm imagining you've been to Cottesloe, Bojana.
Just the other day, actually, with the kids and the family. It was just a beautiful day. We've got crystal blue waters, and it was packed. All the people was just soaking up the sun, and it was hot that week too. It was about 40 degrees. So you had to get there early, but it's just stunning. There's lots to do, cafes, gelato, pizza.
The water's where you want to be when it's 40 degrees,
100%.
isn't it? Yeah.
I was there this morning, girls.
That's why you look so fresh, Babsy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm as fresh as a daisy. I had a coffee there, had breakfast there, had a swim. I was checking out the people. I loved it. It was so good. While you were working here, I think.
You're not supposed to tell us that.
Sorry.
I did think Babsy was looking disgustingly fresh.
A little more tan maybe as well.
So Xiao is up from the sit down early, raring to go. It's been the dream start for her. And some really clever tennis. She's kind of not taking too many risks, playing with a bit of margin, whereas Laura Siegemund, yeah, as Babsy said, looks a bit rushed just now, aiming to get on the board.
I feel like for Siegemund, this match just has a different feel because when she played Beatrice Haddad Maya, she'd played her a number of times. They had similar rankings. the match could have gone either way, but she's up against an opponent who is who's ranked a lot less than her. She's expected to win, and she doesn't really know anything about her. So I think she's still trying to suss out Xiao and how she plays and how heavy that ball is. Not sure how you felt, Batsy. Did you prefer playing players that you played a number of times before, or?
Well, it depends. I played 10 times against Devonport, and I never figured out how to play against her, so it depends. I mean, obviously nowadays it's easier because you can watch YouTube videos, so you can actually find out how they're playing a little bit, but that's the beauty about the sport as well, right? That you sometimes don't know your opponents, and you have to push yourself to find out how to play against them. Already. That's real love a warning. And we always talk about Xiao playing that really long match against Haddad Maya 3 days ago. She played 3.5 hours, but then don't forget, she's a lot younger than Laura Siegemund. Laura Siegemund is 36. You need more time to recover as well. She also had a really long day yesterday with not just only the singles, but also the doubles as well. So she might feel it. She might be a bit sore today.
Don't forget the 6 a.m. gym session.
Yeah, I was asleep. That's incredible.
Team German.
On the board for Germany.
Team German leads by 3 games.
Collected a time violation along the way, but she's well used to that. If she gets a second, she'll lose her first serve on the next point, or the next service point. And after that, it would be a point penalty, game penalty, and so on and so on. Rarely comes to that, but just something to keep an eye on, given it's so early in the match.
That's just that footwork, maybe not 100% at the moment from Laura Siegemund. Just tick too far away. Doesn't look smooth just yet.
That's a lovely point from the German.
And she waited for the right opportunity, didn't she? She got Xiao a little bit further back behind the baseline and sensed the right opportunity. And when she can execute that forehand drop shot, it certainly is a weapon. Has so much backspin where the ball travels high over the net, but then as soon as it hits the ground, it stays low.
30.
She doesn't get too many free points at Laura Siegemund, so that one must feel good for the confidence level as well.
Coco Gauff-esque.
That was a great return. But an even better response there from Xiao. Great angle created, and then it was an all or nothing shot, really. Maybe for a split second she sensed Siegemund was moving forward and had that slight opportunity to open it up down the line.
Should like that one back. Second serve return. 30 all.
Yeah, it's just like the footwork. Footwork is just letting her down a little bit so far tonight.
Full box of tricks from Siegemund in that rally.
Well, that shot was there to be hit. It just probably didn't need to hit it that hard. She was well inside the court. It seemed like Siegemund's shots were landing shorter and shorter, so just had to play with a little bit more margin. First serve, nice free point. First serve percentage sitting at 76% for Xiao.
That's high.
Team China.
What a hold. 4-1 the lead now.
Team
For
China
Xiao
leads by
and China.
4 games to 1.
She hasn't done a whole lot too wrong tonight, Xiao. Really playing within herself.
And I'm amazed because there is pressure on her, even though Laura Siegemund is the higher ranked player, but she needs to win a point, or China needs to win 1 point, so they will, are they qualified for sure then, or a lucky loser or whatever in that group? Did I understand that right?
If China wins a match in this tie, then they are guaranteed to at least be a lucky loser
Right.
into the quarterfinals.
So Germany is already qualified.
Correct.
So she's handling this situation pretty well because she's not just playing for herself, she's playing for her country. So far, very calm, very controlled.
Yeah, very much so. And it's interesting because I do think she looked nervous in those opening stages. Facially, she did look like she was feeling it, but she was playing through it which was particularly impressive.
And I think it also helped getting a few loose unforced errors from Siegemund, which allowed Xiao just to feel like, hang on a sec, I'm actually in this. Take a few deep breaths, loosen the shoulders. And now, before you know it, she's up 4-1 in this first set.
You had confirmation there of the group standings from this Group E. I'd love to take credit for the maths that has been done.
You should.
To determine what the scenarios are, but let me tell you, that was not me. But basically, the fact that China won their previous tie 3-0, that puts them in the position tonight of not actually having to win this tie. They just need to win a match.
It's the right thing to do, but once again, the execution not working for Siegemund. So far, she's surprisingly calm as well.
There from Xiao. Really anticipating that drop shot.
Yeah, she's got pretty good court coverage, Xiao. And I mean, you always have to be ready against Siegemund, who's grown up on clay. That's why she has all that variety in her shots.
Wow. Really patchy from Siegemund so far. And 2 more break points, which, if taken, would leave Xiao serving for the opening set.
Team China.
Wow, got caught out a little in no man's land, did Lara Siegemund. And Xiao was there. She's everywhere. It's a 5-1 lead for the Chinese.
You have to give
Team
credit to
China
Xiao.
leads
She's
by 5 games to 1.
managing everything from the racket of Siegemund. She's anticipating the drop shots. She's staying tough in the rallies. She's hustling forward. And then when she does move forward to get to these shorter balls, she has the control.
Yeah, and I love her intensity on the court as well. Every single point, she's giving absolute everything.
Serving for the set then.
A 12th unforced error for Siegemund in this set so far. Only 2 winners. So she's already in the negative. Certainly not an easy volley to make when she's just on that service line on the stretch, and to get the control to produce a volley like that, that was impressive.
First serve percentage 72 for the set, Xiao. Most players would sign for that.
Let's do this.
Lovely wrong footer. She likes that backhand down the line.
34.
And this is what you get from Lara Siegemund. She's going to fight tooth and nail for every single point.
Oh, she won't give away it. She won't give it away for free, that's for sure.
So a point to retrieve one of the breaks.
Yes.
Handily saved. Second ace.
Coming at the right time. That ace. She also, I mean, even against Hologic Maya, she's playing the big points, the important points really well. Xiao, isn't she? That was aggressive.
Just a half volley. That ball's so early. Right at the apex. Another break point for Siegemund.
Serving so well, isn't she? Especially when under pressure.
Advantage, team China.
And using a bit of variety on that serve too. She's not always going into the same spot. So always keeping Siegemund honest.
Advantage.
She really is. You've seen that, or spotted that really well, Rihanna. An unbelievable variety. Capable of really hitting those lines if it's out wide or down the tee. And that keeps the opponent guessing at all times as well. 3 big serves in a row here.
An awesome set from the world number 175. 6-1 for Xiao and for China.
She's in the lead in the second set. It's a good start, even though if it's just the first point.
Incredible rally tolerance from Xiao there. She was asked a lot of questions by Siegemund.
And this game is so huge for both players, but for Xiao, it would really be staying tough and winning this first game so that she can continue to establish herself and let Siegemund know that she's not going anywhere. And then for Siegemund, it's about getting in front and getting on the board and trying to break that momentum.
Not many players in the world would use that technique.
30-50.
Choose that shot, but she's one of a kind, is Laura Siegemund. Very effective. She'll quite often use that scooped slice forehand as an approach shot as well. Didn't need to volley there. Incredible first serve percentage. Less good winning percentage on those points where she gets the serve in, but it is climbing.
Game, Team German.
Well, that'll feel good because she wasn't ahead at any stage of the opening set, and she's nosed in front of the second set.
It's always nice to get on the board early on, especially when you haven't been playing your best tennis, and you know, it's not about always winning pretty. Sometimes it's ugly and scrappy, but it's about finding a way as well. And for Siegemund, it's just about being scrappy, isn't it? Getting on top. Interesting.
So a big swing from the win predictor, as you'd expect after a set, especially a set won by the underdog. Big swing in Xiao's favour. Anyone got any issues with those numbers?
No, I don't.
Seems about right, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
seems about right. It would be awkward if the win predictor would still be for Siegemund now in this second set.
So I just want to have a look at the serve placement from Xiao, in particular for first serve, and it's so interesting to see that on that due side, how many times she's going to the Siegemund backhand. 91%. We don't see that often. Obviously uses a bit more variety on the ad side.
Is that a smart play?
Well, it's working at the moment, isn't it? I mean, she's got a high first serve percentage. She's winning a lot of free points. You don't change a winning game.
And I see the team coach constantly on the iPad. Maybe, you know, he's looking at those numbers as well and just telling her, keep on doing the same thing.
It's interesting because I don't think at the backhand is a weakness for Siegemund, but the numbers don't lie.
When you think about the big point, so say, for example, she's under pressure, she's down a break point on a due side. In your mind, you almost have to keep a tally of how many times you serve down the tee. So something for Siegemund to certainly think about if she is in a situation similar to like she was in the first set. You just hover over to that backhand. Look for it. And as we say that, she decides to serve out wide.
It's always like that, isn't it? But that's what she's done, Xiao, so well today, mixing up those serves.
And it caught Siegemund out, didn't it? Very smart play.
It was just wide.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was.
But what about that return from Siegemund? That was a saver, wasn't it? A sneaking attack.
Yeah, it was one of Xiao's shorter second serves, wasn't it? It was irresistible for Siegemund. Now, that's actually a touch.
Oh.
It's been called. Wow. Or is it?
It wasn't
not called.
Yeah, that's why
Okay.
Xiao was asking.
I did think that was a bit optimistic of her to ask about the out call, because it definitely was out.
Great job there from Xiao, keeping the ball nice and low after sensing Siegemund was moving forward.
Advantage, Team China.
She's done so well tonight, Xiao, of making Siegemund play that one extra shot. And she knows Siegemund likes to move forward as well. So when you hit that ball really down low to the feet, it's not an easy shot to make.
everything's very tight now.
It's the first double from Xiao. This a closer look. Oh, I think she did touch that, you know.
You almost need like that cricket review, you know, when you can tell whether the ball hits the bat.
Snicko,
Yeah,
yeah.
Snicko, that's it.
Well, it's going to be fascinating if that does end up being a turning point, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely could be a change of momentum in this match here right now happening.
We'll get you to take a look at that replay again at the next sit down, Babsy, because I don't trust my eyes anymore.
Oh, it's so hard to tell.
There it is, the game, and it feels like the momentum going the way of Germany and Laura Siegemund.
By 2 games to 0.
Well, the last 2 returns off that ad side, Siegemund used the slice forehand, so she's changing up the pace, not giving Xiao that height because she likes to hit up above the shoulders. So we have a look at this, that last couple of points ago. Did it tip the racket or not?
It's harder to tell from that angle. I think perhaps this one is the one where you see the flight of the ball changes, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I'm leaning towards that she hasn't touched it, but my eyes are worse than yours probably because I'm older.
If I had to say, from that angle, I would say it looks like the flight of the ball changes ever so slightly as it passes her racket. My question, I guess, is if she did touch it, would she definitely know? Do you always know?
Yes, you
She
do.
would know, for sure.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
But would you tell?
Apparently not. Because I think when Snicko was introduced in cricket, it revealed that you don't always know when you've nicked it.
In tennis, you do. You know it.
Interesting.
It was right in front of the eyes of the umpire as well.
Oh, she's finding a forehand, isn't she, Siegemund? Different feel in this second set in terms of her energy and how she's making contact with that ball.
She's found a touch on that forehand, hasn't she? And it's a mirror image of the opening set, but the second has given a 3-love lead for Germany and Siegemund. just the most enormous shift in momentum. We might never know whether she did just touch the ball with her racket, but she's channeled that moment, hasn't she? And she kind of is a master of doing that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I think she's loving it. It almost needs to get to that point for her to have gotten fired up, because I felt like she was really flat in that first set. She just could not find any mojo, and then just something small like that has just shifted that momentum. That's what happens in tennis. You know, you think of some players that really need to get fired up in terms of, for something to happen.
Yeah,
First segment.
you're absolutely right. She's never happier than when she's in a scrap.
Correct.
Time.
Now, my Mandarin isn't up to much, I'm afraid, but I would be fascinated to know what was said there, because there's been such a tactical shift from Siegemund in terms of how she's deploying that forehand. I wonder if Xiao now makes her own tactical change. We will find out. She's just too far behind baseline, Xiao. She's trying to create something, but she's moving sideways as opposed to looking to move forward.
Yeah, she's a little bit more defensive now in this second set, isn't she? Even if it's a couple of percent, it changes things.
This is one-way traffic.
15-40.
Probably had a 6-love already earlier on today when Sasha Zverev played. So, might see it again. He lost the first set too.
Well, finally a gift from Siegemund.
13-40.
It's still a break point to face. Getting a lot of support now from these Chinese fans, who are numerous inside the RAC arena. They always turn out for the United Cup here in Perth, and They're always very vocal, which is great because I think Xiao needs it just now. Sublime. Because Xiao did well.
Advantage.
She sure did, and that
Team Germany.
lob was just played perfectly. Look at the feel she has there. Just that flick of the wrist landed right on the baseline. It is an important game.
I always find it fascinating when players can slide on the hard court. Just that controlling their ankles, and I watch it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in awe.
Didn't used to happen, did it?
No.
Kim Clijsters.
But watching Coco Gauff last night, and her ability to turn defense into offense.
Djokovic, of course, become a master at it.
But then also having the control with the racket to produce shots like that.
Was Clijsters the first?
Yeah, she was. It was incredible. US Open, the way she was sliding around, just like it was a clay court. Nice steps from Siegemund. Yeah, we were never taught that there was even an option to slide. We just, you know, took those little steps and we never even thought about it. Until she came along, oh, you can actually slide a little bit, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Your ankles might be thanking you now, badly.
Yeah. I can still walk.
Second serve here on another break point.
Team Germany.
Just missing the mark with the forehand. It is one-way traffic still. The 4-love lead, or for Siegemund. That's how close that was.
How much space is that in between? Half a millimeter?
That is just about as close as a call gets, I think. But unfortunately, you can't argue with the technology. Some have tried.
I do miss those discussions,
Team
I have to
Germany
say, with the
leads
umpires sometimes.
by 4 games to love.
It's always pretty funny and entertaining. But Siegemund, incredible. I mean, you watch her play here, courtside especially. Every ball has a different pace, has a different length, has a different spin. She doesn't play the second shot in a row, or 2 shots in a row the same.
She also made a nice adjustment off that second serve return segment. Instead of taking it nice and early, which she has been doing and not being quite successful, she actually chose to stay back and let the ball drop and just return that ball back into play to start the point. So clearly she's thinking out there and she's recognising what's working and what's not.
Well, it might feel to Xiao like this set is gone, but there's been such an enormous momentum swing in Siegemund's favour. Just stopping that momentum in its tracks a little bit would feel significant, I think.
15-30.
Previously, her first serve percentage was extremely high segment, but she wasn't doing so well when that first serve is going in. Well, those numbers have changed. She's now winning 75% of her first serves when they do go in.
She was a bit confused what the score was there, Siegemund.
Game.
Fantastic way to seal one of the breaks back. It's a long way back, but she's on the road. 4-1 to Siegemund.
Team Germany leads by 4 games to 1.
So Xiao sits down feeling slightly better about things, gets to have a chat with Captain Wu Di as we head to Lucky Bay. Now, I'm very lucky to have a Western Australian next to me, so you can tell me all about Lucky Bay.
I'd love to, Catherine, although I've never been there before.
You've never been to Lucky Bay?
No, but look, it's got
the whitest sands in all of Western Australia.
It's stunning, isn't it? Claims to be Australia's whitest beach, and it's 8 hours south of Perth. I've been to Esperance, but not to Lucky Bay. It's a big state, Kath. I can't get there.
Yes,
if I had maybe a morning off like Bubsy, I could maybe visit some of these nice beaches.
Time.
taking a lot of information on board. Xiao Xinyu at that sit down. Siegemund deep in conversation on the Germany bench as well. She's still in firm command of this set, is Siegemund, but perhaps that momentum, which was so strongly in her favour, perhaps that dam has just burst a little bit. So serving to narrow the gap just a little bit more.
Still hasn't quite found the range off that forehand side segment.
Yeah, it is dangerous now for her. She needs to be very, very careful, because if Xiao wins her service game and then she gets a little bit tight, Siegemund, then it's all open again in this second set. So she hasn't made these unforced errors in the first 4 games, has she, Siegemund? Now just slightly erratic again in her decision making. When to go for it and when to hold back. There's not a lot of holding back.
It's almost when she has a lot of time on that forehand return.
Well, I actually thought she was going to hit a slice forehand return, and it looked like she changed her mind in the very last second, and then it was all too late.
Yeah, been a funny game from Siegemund, but just what Xiao needed.
Game, Team China.
The perfect game for Xiao at the perfect time.
Team Germany leads by 4 games to 2.
And that gap is getting ever smaller. Is Siegemund someone that does get tight, Babsy?
Yeah, I mean, she does. We know that she plays so many 3-setters, so I don't know if it's tightness or if it's just, you know, not disciplined enough with the way she's playing. Only she knows. I wouldn't say now she lost the last couple of games because she was tight.
But she could be now.
Yep, this is certainly a must-win game for her.
15 love.
Right shot.
You know what? She's been winning free points just by being in the rally. So you'd almost have to say you have to make that return. Make Siegemund play. Otherwise, you're just giving away too many free points. Just like that.
Yeah, what is the expression, don't interrupt your
15.
opponent when they're making a mistake, something like that. If Siegemund's making errors, then let her make them.
Yep. And that was a perfect example. Xiao just got a few extra balls back and Siegemund overplayed.
Yeah, Xiao's annoyed with herself on that one, and I think Wu Di might be as well.
She didn't make any return errors, really, for a set, the first set anyway.
So if you're Xiao right now, you have to be telling yourself, make the return, start the point.
Exactly, and she's telling herself, as you can see, move forward. Especially with Siegemund's serve, she doesn't get many free points. It's not a huge weapon or a weapon. Don't have to be scared for serve.
Let's second set.
Well done, Xinyu Gao.
30-40.
How good was that hustle to that drop shot?
Yeah, she saw it really early, didn't she, Xiao? But I'm still not sure about the decision to play that drop shot. It's very risky at the point at 30-all.
I was almost saying that she wasn't happy to stay in a rally. She just wanted the point over and done with.
fist pump directed towards her box, but also in the direction of Zhao Xinyu. Producing some of her best when it mattered most there. Still juice, still an opportunity for Xiao.
That was a tentative forehand, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No rapid speed on that shot whatsoever.
Team China.
With the forehand, she does have the tendency sometimes to just push it, not with the backhand so much. I would think that she feels a lot more comfortable on that backhand wing.
Suddenly it's break point again. Confidence has deserted Lara Siegemund. Another huge shift in momentum in the direction of Team China. 4-3 now, the lead for Germany.
Germany leads by 4 games to 3.
Wow, well, a penny for the win predictors' thoughts.
Must wait and see, won't we?
A lot of swings over the past few minutes. What a roller coaster of a match.
But we almost felt, didn't we, at 4-love, that despite what the scoreline said, it was still a close set because there are only a couple of points here or there determining the outcome. And in a way, not surprised that it's now 4-3.
So what's going to happen now?
That's a very good question.
I still feel like that Xiao is more within herself and more calm out there at the moment.
She's swinging through her shots more. She's playing to win as opposed to playing to lose.
Okay, so that's what the win predictor's saying right now. I can only imagine how much it's been changing over the last few minutes. Why has Lara Siegemund abandoned the game, the tactics that got her into the lead in this set? That slice forehand, more variety.
It's almost as if when she was up 4-love, she lost that game and then the doubt crept in again and the unforced errors came back, and before she knows it, it's 4-3.
Please take your seats at the back of the court. The players are waiting.
Well played, nice hands there from Siegemund, but still risky, I think. I mean, that could have easily landed in the net. And that's the harder option, to hit a drop shot down the line. Usually she uses that inside out with the forehand.
Love it.
What a funny sport this is.
She's almost giving this game away, isn't she, Xiao? Oh, those unforced errors. Aside from that first drop shot winner from Siegemund.
An absolute gift of a game from Xiao Xinyu. Momentum back in the hands of Siegemund. She'll serve for the set.
By 5 games to 3.
Yeah, that would have been very disappointing for Xiao. Not even winning 1 point on her serve. I think this time she felt a little bit tight, you know. It's so funny. You play more relaxed when you're down 4-love, and then it's 4-3. And you feel like, okay, now I still have a chance again. And once you start thinking like that, that puts pressure on you. It's all in the mind, in the head.
She set that point up beautifully, didn't she, Siegemund? I always get nervous when players hit that bounce overhead, especially when they're so far back in the court. It's not an easy shot to make.
Especially when you're not tall. When you're Sasha Zverev and you're 2 meters, it's much easier. Funny, that looked long to me as well, but I guess it wasn't. Just touched. Just touched.
Looking to, yeah, sorry, Babs, she's just been using it, looking to use that backhand down line all match, hasn't she?
Exactly, she has. I just was thinking, Xiao needs to stay away from that backhand at the moment. That was her.
I'm not too sure on that serve volley attempt. She just hesitated again, didn't she? She wasn't moving quick enough towards the net.
Yes, got stuck in a strange part of the court.
No man's land, that's called.
Yeah.
Oh, she's just giving it away now. Incredible. Both of them, they're just unforced errors piling up.
It's not high quality, is it? But it is utterly compelling. Just don't know what's going to happen next.
Well, as soon as we think someone's got the momentum, it just shifts quickly.
Didn't let it bounce that time.
But still not an easy shot to make, considering the circumstances.
I have a feeling there was a lot of anger in that overhead. A big loud grunt as well from her. And look at Xiao, she lost balance there. It came right at her. She was on the ground.
Forehand. Looking to move forward.
Advantage.
Really ripped that forehand. Wasn't passive at all.
Yeah, real conviction on it. 143 Ks. Another break point. I think there's some anger in all of these Siegemund shots now.
Will that support of the crowd make a difference?
Did Xiao run around a backhand to hit a
slice forehand?
A slice forehand there.
She sure did.
Did anyone know why?
Well, only she knows why. Look at that.
That was so strange. Surely that sends a message to Siegemund that she does not trust her backhand right now.
But she actually hit her a couple of really good backhands.
Yeah,
throughout that rally.
I think she was on the way to run over there. It was really hard to stop, and she was kind of had to change direction midway through. It's awkward. She's got it.
Game and second set, Team Germany.
This match is a riot, and we're going to a decider. Siegemund takes the second set, 6-3. Set 3. Where are we going with this?
This is really crucial, the beginning of this third set for both players.
I really think that's the type of play Xiao needs to do, is create the opportunity. So if it means playing 5, 6, 7 shots to get that response from the Siegemund, not paint the lines, but just work the ball around.
Just lifted her body a little bit there on the forehand, but yes, she needs to play with controlled aggression, I think, and that's where she wasn't happy in the second set, especially the first 4 games. Xiao, she was not aggressive enough, and she kept on telling herself, step into the court. She's done that well in the first 2 points of this third set.
14-15. Team China. First game, final set.
Okay, well, the player that's won the opening game of each set has gone on to win it. So there we go.
Yeah, even though it's just the first game, but it's mentally so important to get on that scoreboard.
And you think for Xiao, if she wants to keep her foot down the pedal, the first 2 points of this game is so crucial, just to send a sign or a signal to Siegemund that she's not going anywhere.
And once again, make that return. I think that's what she has to tell herself.
Yeah. Yeah, start the point.
Yeah, it's very early in the set, but it does feel like a really crucial game here, because although there was a little fight back from Xiao in that second set, the early stages of these sets have set the tone.
Let us.
Choice of where she's returning Xiao for that last forehand going through the middle, because it's really hard to redirect when the ball's coming hard and flat in the middle. And for Siegemund, who's not quite found her range tonight, it was a good choice in terms of where Xiao returned there.
Forehand.
Yeah, that backhand down the line from Siegemund was not a bad backhand. And look at her telling herself, step in the court, move forward once again. And that's what you have to do as a tennis player when you sometimes lose your path a little bit. Just remind yourself constantly what you got to do.
Bojana, you said the returns were crucial. Boy, were you right.
Love four.
We're just waiting to see what response Siegemund had after losing that initial first game of the third set. And she's thrown a couple of errors, and credit to Xiao. She's stepped up and she's playing to win, isn't she?
Big time. 3 break points.
15 total.
The same mistake 2 points in a row from Xiao.
And that's just a regulation forehand. She's not under any sort of pressure, so she doesn't need to overplay it by that much.
Still break point.
Team China.
What a roar from Xinyu. And from those Chinese fans. There are a lot of them inside this RAC arena. And I think they know that a win for Xiao would send China through to the quarterfinals.
Team China leads by 2 games to 11.
I think the bench certainly knows Zheng Zhizhen there. Did his best against Zverev, but no win for him. Okay.
Love 15.
Do we like the moonball tactic from Siegemund?
Well, you've got to do what works, right? And so at the moment, she's not able to match it with Xiao, so throwing in a higher heavy ball just gives her a little bit more time.
And the roof is open, so there's plenty of space. Smart, very, very smart. Siegemund noticed right away that Xiao was moving backwards on the back foot. Trouble.
Suddenly the quality has gone up several levels.
Well, I think it's showing Siegemund that she's not afraid to go for it, in particular when it's off a slower ball. So it plays in the mind of Siegemund for her to think, well, hang on a sec. My high heavy ball's not working, my slice isn't working, so what do I do now? So then she starts to press a little bit more and start to hit the ball a bit harder, and then that doesn't work, and then all of a sudden you're a bit confused as to what to do.
Leaves a lot of backhand unforced errors for 2 and a bit sets.
Oh.
The worst thing about this call is that it was delayed by just long enough for Laura Siegemund to start her fist pump, which she had to kind of reverse out of.
Team China.
Love 30 down, out of trouble. Xiao and China
Team
have
China
a 3-love
leads
lead.
by 3 games to love.
So let's leave Xiao and Wu Di for a moment, having a chat about how well the deciding set is going, and we'll head to Broome. Now, I don't want to throw you under the bus again, Bojana. Have you been to Broome?
I'm going to sound like I've never been to Western Australia's beautiful sights, but no, I have not been to Broome either.
Well, it is 2,000 kilometres away, which isn't much in this part of the world. You can have sunset at Cable Beach. This is another one that's on my bucket list because the dinosaur footprints catch my eye. I would like to see some dinosaur footprints.
I would too.
Well, it feels very achievable
Perth,
for
I
you,
promise you.
Bojana. It is a mere 2,000 kilometres away.
I know when I felt like this slicey right one hit was no problem anymore. The fast one made it So you think I should do that all myself?
Time.
I don't know there whether Laura Siegemund was just sort of having a chat while also wiping her face, or whether she was kind of double style trying to shield her mouth
I think
so that we couldn't hear.
Yeah, I think that's what she does. She does it all the time at the change events. Here, especially where there's microphones everywhere, I think she doesn't like it. Somebody hears the conversation, and it's good to see. I don't know if you've noticed, Sasha Zverev and Tim Pützer out. I'm still thinking who would play the doubles between the two of them. They've had a long rest.
Yeah, I mean, will Laura
Where were they?
Siegemund definitely play the doubles?
Pooh. Does she need to? She doesn't, really. They're qualified.
Well, you keep saying, Babsy, that drop shot is a really high-risk strategy, isn't it? And some have come off, and they've been beautiful, but some aren't going to.
It would be interesting to see the difference, you know, of how many points she's won with the drop shot and how many points she's lost, actually, with the drop shot.
I just feel like she uses the drop shot because she doesn't feel like she can hang in the rally.
Kind of a bailout.
The longer the point goes, Xiao's winning almost every single one. So Siegemund's resorting to the drop shot as if to say, look,
I can't rally for long, so I'm going to try the drop shot, make the point short, and hopefully you miss. So it's just, it's the mentality that she's got at the moment. We haven't really seen Siegemund finish inside the court like that last forehand. That's how she likes to play, isn't it? She likes to be aggressive and look to move forward.
Yeah, I also think that, I mean, variety is a good thing, but I think key is to just be a bit more aggressive. And I'm not a big fan of those forehand slices. When you're in the defense, it's a different story. But when you have time, go for it.
Hesitated twice on that point, didn't she? When she had the opportunity to move forward and take the ball out of the air, she let it drop, and she did it again on that last shot.
Yeah, I think she misjudged it. She thought it was going to go long or wide, but it didn't. But it's nice to see that she has this big smile on her face afterwards. It's a tough competition, but at least she's still having fun.
She's seriously going for it now, Xiao, isn't she?
And why wouldn't you?
30-40.
She's going out swinging.
$126 Ks, boom, down the line. Break point.
Team China.
She can't miss now.
Team China leads by 4 games to none.
Love to see her just going for it like this.
Well, it's the only way she's going to get through this match, isn't it? She's not winning her points by being passive. She's winning it by being aggressive and going for it.
It's a double break now. You never count Laura Siegemund out. There could be a lot of tennis to go here, but my goodness, Xiao's in a good position.
I wonder if Xiao is thinking, be careful, you're up 4-love. That was the score in the second set as well. You know, Siegemund was up 4-love, and then it was 4-3. She certainly doesn't want this to happen, I'm sure.
She'll keep using that drop shot, won't she?
Love 30.
There's a big difference between hitting a drop shot from behind the baseline and from when you're inside the court, and certainly better court positioning to use that drop shot. She's still using that fist pump segment. She's not going away.
Well played.
15-30.
Not the pace that time, but lovely placement. Wrong footer back behind Siegemund. Prowling at the baseline here is Laura Siegemund. 2 break points.
Game, Team Germany.
High risk, but high reward. Siegemund is on the
Team
board.
China leads by 4
4-1
games to
deciding
1.
set. Matches like this make me feel like I don't understand this sport. Dear, oh dear.
I always feel like, despite it being 4-0, the match is not complete without some sort of storyline behind it. I guarantee you there will be something else happening in this third set.
Yeah, we just don't know what it is. As you said, Zverev and Tim Putz back out to support. We could see either of them in the mixed doubles. So Tim Putz yesterday. Zverev very conscious of the amount of tennis he played en route to that United Cup title last year when he was playing singles and doubles.
Time.
Okay, well, there's only one way to find out what's next in this bizarre and compelling tennis match, and that is to watch. I'm not sure a 4-1 scoreline has ever felt this close. It just feels right on a knife edge somehow.
Yeah, especially in this second and third set, when either player has been in the lead, they've really struggled maintaining the lead. So now I feel like Siegemund's found a little bit of range on her shots, and the unforced errors are coming from the racket of Xiao. It's really hard to predict which way this third set will go.
Yeah, and with Xiao, it's related to footwork. Once again, she's just going away from the shot, in the middle of the shot, kind of towards the middle, and that's why she has no control. Same thing on the return. Once again, moved away from that forehand.
Team Germany. Team China leads by 4 games to 2.
Okay, really needs to focus for these first 2 points here, Xiao. It's so hard not to think ahead when you're up 4-love, but you also know that you need to play every point for what it is, and it's such a mental battle, isn't it, out there?
I think the hard part is just to, I know the hard part is to stay in the moment and not get carried away, think about the past or the future. Just have to think about that point you're playing next.
Yeah, it's such a kind of buzz phrase, isn't it, of modern times? Stay present, stay in the moment, and it sounds so easy, but in tennis, as in life, I think it's a superpower, being truly able to do that and not think, oh, why did I say that? Or why did I do that? Why did I hit that shot?
That's where I think it's so important to plan the point. So plan where you're serving, plan where you're hitting your first shot, and then go from there. Rather than just getting the ball back into play. Smart.
That was cheeky.
Can you do that, Bayana, as a returner as well as a server? Because a returner,
Plan the point?
Yeah, a
100%.
returner won't know what ball they're getting first. They won't know.
But
which
you'd
way
plan if
the
the serve goes to my forehand, I'm going to go through the middle. If it comes to my backhand, I'm doing this, and then I expect the ball to come here. So
multiple plans.
If you're good, yeah.
Babsy, how tense does it feel down there?
Very tense. Very, very tense. You can really feel it also on the players, the team benches. It's very quiet there now. Xiao really dictating with her forehand. Perfect footwork.
40-30.
You could tell that she wanted this point and she believed in it as well.
Just watching those little adjustment steps between each point. Right before she was going to hit the ball, she had really good intensity.
puffing and blowing, both of them, after that point. I do just wonder about, you know, the physical aspect of this match. 2 hours, 3 minutes. They've both played marathons against Beatrice Haddad-Maia. Siegemund's played doubles as well and been in the gym at 6 a.m. Clutch serving from Xiao.
Advantage.
And that's another moment for Siegemund where you go like, okay, you have to give yourself an opportunity. You cannot miss that return. Especially when you feel it that your opponent is a little bit nervous now, a little bit tight. She knows it now. The baby's back.
It's a bit late, isn't it?
That's okay. Take it.
Team China.
That feels huge for Xiao and for China. She gets a huge reception. She gets within 1 game of putting China into the quarters.
Team China leads by 5 games to 2.
I mean, what an effort from Xiao just to stay in that last game. But I just question the use of the drop shot from Siegemund. It just, I feel like it's really gone against her in tonight's match.
I can see Babsy nodding in agreement down there.
I totally agree. It's just that she's panicking. I think she's panicking. That's why she's hitting a drop shot. She doesn't know what to do. She wants to do something special. And it's the wrong choice. You know, she's trying it too often.
It's strange that she's doing it in rallies where, you know, she's constructing a good point. She seems to be on top of the rally, and then the bailout drop shot seems...
Yeah, she could easily just step in and hit her forehand.
Yeah.
She has a great forehand, and she likes to move forward, and she could follow it into the net and then maybe hit a drop shot, but...
It's one thing if you're playing badly, you know, hit the panic button, just throw the kitchen sink at it, try something. Yeah. But when you're playing well... She hasn't played well at every stage of this evening, but the drop shots have been a consistent feature, and it's been variable in terms of outcome. She is not out of this, Laura Siegemund. I'm not sure she's ever out of a tennis match until the umpire says game, set and match, but this is a handsome lead for the world number 175, Zhao Xinyu. A late call-up to replace Zheng Qinwen, the Australian Open finalist, as the #1 singles player for China. And my goodness me, has she heeded the call. A victory in her opening match against Beatrice Haddad-Maia. And now a game away from being the hero for China. A victory that would put her country into the quarterfinals.
She keeps on sticking to this game plan. She's stubborn, Laura Siegemund. This time it worked.
Living and dying by the sword. Quite sure if that was a drop shot or just a short slice forehand.
Oh, more of a, yeah, shorter slice forehand, but still she's using, not only is she using the drop shot, but she continues to use that slice forehand. Xiao to take away the drop shot and that slice forehand is to keep the ball nice and deep with a bit of pace on it and not give Siegemund that time to set up. Just like that last point.
Let it listen.
If you play to Siegemund's backhand, you have to have depth. And you don't have depth, then her backhand is dangerous.
Game, Team Germany.
Well, that's all she can do at this stage. Fight, hustle,
Team China leads
show a bit of
by
grit.
5 games to 3.
She's asked Xiao Xinyu the big question, can she serve out the match and book China a spot in the United Cup quarter-finals?
This has to be the hardest game to play, serving it out, given the circumstances.
No need to say anything, Brianna. I'll just tell the viewers that you've got your head in your hands right now.
Just a little bit baffled.
She's stubborn, isn't she, Siegemund? For better and for worse, she is stubborn.
Perfect start for Xiao. A couple of free points, and she's only 2 points away now from winning this match.
It's a a tricky shot over the highest part of the net, but I do love that she's going for it.
Yeah, I think you have to pick your moments.
What serve is she going to come up with now? Xiao, she better thinks about that. Well.
Oh, an unbelievable effort from both players. Xiao can't quite comprehend what happened in that last rally.
Unbelievable court coverage from her at the net, though. Siegemund couldn't pass her. Have a look at that. She just stuck her racket out and was there every single time. Just missed the most important shot, that last one. This is not over, girls.
Sure isn't. 2 points from the match. 2 points from another very different situation. Who knows where it's going? Well, it wasn't a drop shot.
I just thought it was a smart play from Xiao targeting the forehand of Siegemund, because she's just resorting to that slice forehand, and when she's doing that, she's showing her opponent she's not trusting her shots.
Yeah, I would love to see her heart rate now. I'm sure it's right up there, not because of a long rally, but of just being a little nervous, maybe.
Some deep breaths. She and China are on the brink.
Hopefully she doesn't think like that. China is big.
China.
Xiao Xinyu, the surprise package of the United Cup in Perth this week. She is the hero for Team China. 2 singles victories. Her team is through to the quarterfinals. Take a bow, Xiao Xinyu.
Well, she certainly is the story of the week, isn't she? She's defeated the world number 17, and now she's defeated the world number 80, currently ranked 175 in the world.